Well, I got up early this morning. First thing I did was went outside and hand sanded out all that epoxy work that we did yesterday. Everything looks real good, but my goal today is to get a nice barrier coat over that. So I'm using the Total Protect. It's a multi-part primer barrier coat. Goes down real nice. It's going to give me that UV protection on there, which is important. Even though it's inside the mast, I want to protect all that raw epoxy. I only need such a small amount. I didn't want to mix up in one of my large mixing cups, so I just made my own. Used 2 disposable cups. Took a little measuring device, dumped 1 part of water in one and 3 parts in another, marked them out, and then dried them out. So now I'll be able to just mix up a small amount. I'm going to mix this right now. It needs to set for a few minutes before I start putting it down. So let's get this mixed. I'll get outside and prep the surface. I think we're all set. I'm going to be painting not only this surface, I'm going to bring it up the edge just on the inside of this. The mast has to slip on the outside, so I don't have any clearance for paint here. But I want to make sure that this seal right here along this perimeter has an extra barrier as well. I'll be painting up the tube and down as far as I could reach. I could get the rest from the bottom, but I'll put a little plug in the bottom just so paint's not dripping out the bottom until I get down there. My pot life in this temperature is going to be about 2 to 2.5 hours. I need to put at least 2 coats down, so I'll put this in the refrigerator to slow that pot life down to about 6 hours for the pot. This will cure pretty quick outside here in the wind and the sun. I want to do a light sanding in between because this goes down real thick with a brush. Not that I'm complaining. Nobody's ever going to see this. This is inside the mast, and this is strictly for performance, not for looks in here. All function, no form. Okay, coat number 1 is down. It's on real thick, but this wind is drying it fast. The more I fidget with it, the more it kind of muddles up. As far as the barrier coat goes, that is a nice solid start. I want to lightly sand this out and get 1 more coat today. Let it cure overnight. It's been 4 hours. Everything looks good up there. I gave it a light sanding with some 200 grit. Still a little soft, but I need to get this second coat on. Before I put this in the fridge, I thinned it up a little bit. That first coat went on real thick. I added the Total Boat Special Thinner 200, which is designed for their Total Protect multi-part barrier coat. It's much thinner, so this top coat should go on much smoother. Well, that's unfortunate. Little squall just ripped by us. I had to come up here real quick and cover this up. It was short-lived, but I want to dab the water out of here real quick. I painted the second coat just about an hour ago. Okay, it looks pretty good. Okay. Let that cure. I don't think any harm. So we're getting down to the wire. Mast goes up in 2 days, but we got a good grip on everything. I still have quite a bit to do, but I can handle it. One thing I do want to do is put a coin back under the mast. When we pulled the mast, found a couple coins under there. I thought it was pretty cool. So it kind of prompted me to look on the internet, why did shipbuilders and seafarers put coins under their masts? And the simple answer is there is no simple answer. They did it for many reasons. The more I searched, the more answers I got. They did it for religious reasons, symbolic reasons. They even did it for mechanical reasons. Most of them talked about good fortune or good luck. I even found an article on corrosion prevention. But our reason is just simply tradition. I think it's a good tradition. For whatever reason, the coin was under the mast, so we're gonna continue putting coins under the mast. This time I'm gonna do something a little different though. I thought it'd be interesting. Since we left Seattle in 2019, we have traveled to 7 different countries. So I'm gonna put a coin from each of the 7 countries under the mast. We're gonna start with the United States. Then we have a Canadian coin, a Mexican coin, Guatemalan coin. Then we had Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama. And in the future, if we pull the mast again and we had visited other countries, I'll add those coins as well. So this will be kind of fun. I'll do that today, give it time to cure. I'm actually gonna glue these in so they're not rattling around in there or moving about. I'm not worried about any dissimilar metal corrosion happening in there because I've just put a thick barrier coat down. I'll be elevating these off the surface, so it'll be more of a just kind of a interesting thing, little secret that's going to be hiding under our mast that I think will be kind of neat. Okay, before I put the coins in, I want to take a look at how this barrier coat turned out. My natural reflex is to come in and sand this all out nice and smooth and make it look pretty. But I gotta just refrain. There's 2 nice thick layers on here. It's cured nicely. I just need to leave it. This is gonna do its job and protect the epoxy work, the glass pad, and also the interior aluminum here on the step. Okay, let's just get these coins on and call that good. Okay, today should be a pretty busy day. The mast goes back up tomorrow, and I've got a lot to do. I've laid out my projects for today. Actually, this is just a portion of them. I'm going to do it in stages because it's a lot to carry up to the mast and it's a lot to wrap my head around. I'm going to run up there right now and handle this project first. This is a little chafe gear I'm going to put on that VHF antenna as it passes through the mast. I want to make sure it's protected and give it a little UV protection for the segment that's outside the mast. Here's all my tangs. I'm going to get those back on today. Our anchor light was broken off by the crane, so I'm going to go up and fix that. This is for our radar. I'll come back for that. These are for the cups for the cap shrouds. That'll be later today. And this pile here, I'll address that when I get back. But first, let's head on up and get a couple of these knocked out so it's not so overwhelming. Cannot wait to get the mast up. Basic just looks so awkward without a mast. I think the first thing I'm going to do is put this little piece of chafe guard on here. See where the wire passes through here? I don't have a grommet, and I've checked around. I cannot find it here in Panama. So for now, I'm going to put a chafe piece all the way through, passing through here. I think I'll connect it on as well. There we go. I've just cut a piece of hose here and split it. Well, that went on easy. I'll feel much better about that now. No more chafe point there. A little more UV protection. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, while I'm up here at the top of the mast, here is our anchor light. The fixture itself's fine, just the cap here broke off. This got bumped by the crane, I believe. I think what I'll do is just take this back with me and try to epoxy that back on, clean this up, and until I get my new lens cover, that's gonna have to do. Okay, now these are my intermediate shrouds here. I need to put the tangs back on and get this all secure. So when we stay on the mast, we have someplace to connect our new shrouds. This will go pretty quick, actually. I had taken these off because I wanted to get these all polished up and inspected, and now it's just a matter of putting them back on. The only thing I need to be careful with is I have a spreader tube in here that keeps the mast from being compressed when we tighten this down. I need to make sure I don't drop that inside the mast. It looks like the dissimilar metals had a little reaction with each other right here. I'm going to clean this up. This is a big stainless tube here. But I think I'll protect the mast a little bit and put a nylon barrier down first before we put this bolt back on. Keep this pitting from getting worse than it is. I'm going to put new hardware on anywhere I can as I'm putting this back together. There's my new spacer. intermediate tangs are in. You can see my little nylon spacers now. I got a good bite on these lock nuts, so those should be good. Those are in. Look good, feel good. It's all coming together. Okay, the next thing I want to address before this mast goes up, I'm going to clean up some of this. Somebody at one point put silicone around here. Doesn't really need it. They were probably trying to fix that little bit of mast leak that was coming through, but we have corrected that. But look at this. Look at this. Conduit comes down flush with the deck. That's going to create a pinch point on my wires. I could see that. Look at these slide around. There must be a gap in there somewhere. I think I'm going to notch these out so the wires do not have a pinch point in there. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Then I'll clean all this up and this will be ready. Okay, I had to notch this out because if it slips down, I wanted to leave a little bit of a foot there to keep it from just sliding down and repinching. That gives us plenty of bend. This is elevated. Actually, the deck is down here, so that's going to be a nice, easy sweep. Okay, that was a quick little project there, but something that had to be done. Okay, I'm gonna run back and grab some more stuff. I need to grab the radar now. But I think I'll bring back a load with me. This is our cap shroud that's being replaced. I need to save the cup at the other end, but I need to cut that off. So I'll bring this back to basic, and then with the other one, cut those off and have those ready to go. But for now, I think it's lunchtime. Grab a bite to eat and be right back here.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Onboard Lifestyle. A huge thanks goes out to our amazing patrons whose generous support drives the production of our videos. Join our crew if you can. With this seemingly endless rigging refit droning on, we are in view of the light at the end of this project's tunnel. Come back next week as the captain buttons up a few last-minute details, then steps the mast with an unexpected issue. See you then!